Hey, thanks everybody for joining us today. Live Music Nation podcast festival edition. Today we are meeting with Debby Izzo. She's the coordinator of the Bellmore Festival. Debby, thanks for joining us.
Hi, how you doing?
Good. Hey, Debby, give us a little background on you. Where'd you grow up? And talk a little bit about your career and your association with the festival.
Well, I was born and raised in Staten Island, and I moved to Long Island approximately 32 years ago. I opened my business in Bellmore in 2006, and shortly after that, I got very involved with the Bellmore Chamber, and I was an assistant helping with the festival. And when the coordinator retired, I stepped up. I became the assistant coordinator. And then when that coordinator retired, I stepped up and became the coordinator. That was in 2018. And it's been a little challenging since COVID, but we're back in action and going strong. We've had record crowds since COVID. Great.
Yeah, that's fantastic. All right, to the listener that has never been to the Bellmore Festival, I always ask these three questions. What does it look like? What does it smell like, meaning food? What does it sound like, meaning music and environment? Describe that for us.
Okay, what does it look like? It looks like a massive amount of people. We get about 150,000 people in the course of the 2 days festival, where we close the streets, and we have approximately 200 vendors lining the streets and parking lots at the train station. And there is anything that you could think of for sale. We have our local businesses here. We have home-based businesses, and anything you could look for, anything that you could hope for, you could probably find here. The sights, the sounds, the smells. We have shows that are available for our people and fairgoers. We have a 4-day carnival. We had, for the last 2 years, we've had carnivals, circus acts. We've had animals, educational animal shows. We've had trampolines. We've had so many things come. This year, there's some surprises. So if anybody wants to check it out, it's bellmorechamber.com. The smells, we have food from all over the world.
Yes.
And it's just amazing. The smiles on the kids' faces are great. The parents have a good time. And I really just love, excuse me. Sorry. The parents walking around with the kids have an awesome time. We have a lot of things for children to do. We bring a lot of things like sand art and some crafty things for children. We have 4 music stages with live bands. We keep them all going all day long. Music starts Friday night and it continues until Sunday night. And some of them are local, some of them are not. And we bring in as much music as we can. We keep everybody entertained. We have a whole food court where there's music playing. You can sit down, relax during the day, listen to some music. We have solo artists up on the north end that play. And it's just an amazing, amazing show.
Well, you've sold me there. I want to be a part of this. I mean, I just thinking this is great as it goes through there. I know this is a lot of work, Debby. What is the motivation in driving you to continue this every year?
The smiles.
Hey, I like that.
Smiles.
I like that.
It's the smiles on the kids' faces and the people's faces that are there. It's the feedback, the wonderful feedback that I get from the vendors that come, especially the first timers. And, you know, the money that we raise doing the street festival pays for all the events and all of the things that we do for the local community. You know, we do horse and buggy rides at Christmas time. We have a Halloween parade. this coming Saturday, as a matter of fact, we're having an Easter parade for the kids in the local community. We give them Easter eggs, and they take pictures with the Easter bunny, and these are the things that it pays for, along with, the Christmas lights that go up. There is some confusion to where some people think that the town of Hempstead actually takes care of that, where they don't understand that it is a local.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second. I'm going to mute that.
Sure. Well, and every chamber has different responsibilities in their community, and every festival is controlled by different people as it goes through there. So that makes a lot of sense for the listener who maybe isn't familiar with your community. Debby, I always ask these two questions at every interview because I am in live music and I am in live entertainment. So I always like to pick your brain a little bit so our listener gets to know you a little bit better. Debby, what is the best concert you've ever seen your entire life?
Oh my goodness. I've seen so many. And to be honest, that's one of the hardest things I've ever been asked. But I would have to say I saw Prince.
Oh, that'd be
many years ago, and nothing will compare to that show. There is nobody that puts on a show like him. But that has to be the best thing I've ever seen, because it's something like that you could never see again.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you. Okay, you could bring one musical act, dead or alive, to the Bellmore Festival to play for your community. Who would you want to bring?
Well, we've had a discussion here about that, and we've come up with 3, and it's getting a little difficult to, hammer it down a little, but we've had 3 votes. One was Billy Joel.
All right.
Because he's a local. And one was MC Hammer, because he's also another Long Island local.
Well,
and the other one was the Blue Man Group, because they're so entertaining.
Oh, yeah.
My personal would definitely be Billy Joel.
Billy Joel, that's so cool. All right, this is the segment of the show. You get to ask me a question. What would you want to ask me, Debby?
Okay, what would I ask you? Who was the most interesting musician you ever met?
The most interesting musician that I've ever met. Let me think about this for a second.
Because I've met a few.
Yeah, so I don't know that interesting anybody comes to mind per se. So I'm gonna have to forgo that question, because I don't think, we hear about musicians in general as being quirky and different, and but from an entertainer standpoint, I think your frontmen of all your bands, they pretty much are what you see. If they're outgoing and easy to get along, and they pretty much are like that in person. If they're shy and introverted, you see that on stage. They'll stand behind the microphone. They won't interact much, but they're super talented and they do what they do. Man, you threw out Prince. I never met Prince, but I think as an interesting person, he would have to be up there at the top for sure as it goes through there. Yeah. Yep. Debby, how do people get more information about the Bellmore Festival?
Well, that's really simple. Go to bellmorechamber.com and go to the pull down tab and click on Street Festival, and there are links in there about what entertainment that we have. We put up our schedule on there. We started with a QR code last year that actually gives you the list of vendors and their locations, so that it makes it easier to find. And when you get here, if you have any questions, of course, we always have our information booth, and they would help you, find whatever vendor you're looking for, whether it's by the wares that they sell or by their name.
Perfect. Debby Izzo, Bellmore Festival, thanks for being on with us today. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Very nice to meet you.
Well, baby, I'm on it with a bottle of wine.